Welcome to episode 2 of Team Up Thursday. Here are a few of the supplies that you will need. A water jar and paper towel, some sort of black pen or marker, colored pencils, a pack of markers, your tin foil from yesterday or a brand new piece, 2 sheets of white paper, and some kind of spray water bottle. And it was at this point that I forgot to tell you to get scissors. So pause the video and grab some scissors really quickly so you can cut your paper into 2 long strips. Cut those 2 strips in half and then in half again. This will give you 8 white cards to use for the project. And now we're moving on to the foil. You can see mine's still dirty from yesterday, but that's okay. Dump out your markers and let's get to work. I'm going to start to just scribble with a few colors to kind of look like a sunset. And then I'm going to take my spray bottle and spritz it from high above, not directly above it. You want to kind of hold your bottle up high, and then you're going to rub your piece of paper all over the tin foil. And voila, you have a marker print. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray the rest of my ink from yesterday and put 2 pieces down just to kind of get the rest of the ink off of there. And you can see it creates 2 new marker prints. I love this one. And then I'm ready to keep going. I'm going to use my paper towel just to dry off my tin foil, and then I can start with a new color. Remember to spritz from high above, just 2 or 3 squirts, and then massage the back of your paper. This time I'm going to leave my paper on top so it can soak up some more of that color while I use another spot of my tin foil. So I'm going to spritz again from high above, lay my new piece of paper down, and this time I can pull both pieces up. So each time that I work, I'm trying to use different color combos so that each card will have a different color scheme to fill up the white space. I'm going to continue this over and over until I fill up all of my cards. And then when I'm finished with all of my cards, I'll be ready for the next part. This next print was inspired by the galaxy egg from the book. So I'm using blacks, purples, and blues to create that midnight sky effect. So you can see up close all those midnight colors. Give it a little massage like Cassie Stevens says, and there you go. All right, I have one left, and this time I'm just gonna wipe up all the remaining color so that I don't waste any of that ink, and then I will print it one more time so that the last card is completely filled up with a colorful design. Boom, just like that, they're done. Let them dry and then you'll be ready. For the next part, I'm going to use an old card, but you can use a cereal box or anything that's thicker than regular paper. You'll draw the shape of your egg and then cut it out. This will be our template so we can draw the same egg on each card. You can use a pencil for this part or a pen. And you might choose to draw 2 eggs on each card, which will give you 16. I'm just going to draw 1 from here on, and then I'll cut them all out so that I have a nice stack of eggs. As you cut, remember to take your time. You're at home, so there's no need to rush through this part. When you're done, you should have a nice stack of marker printed eggs. Now grab your last white piece of paper and scoot it underneath your eggs. Grab your glue stick because we're going to start to glue your eggs onto your paper. This will create the composition of your piece of art. The composition is simply just how you arrange the pieces, so where you put your eggs. I'm only going to end up using 7 of my eggs, so I'll have 2 left over. You can use all of yours, or you can just use a few. It's totally up to you. In the book The Great Escape, we see illustrator Pete Oswald create characters from eggs. He uses a black pen, pencil, or marker to design their personalities. We see that each character has a similar but different facial expression. Your challenge today is to be an illustrator. I want you to take each of your eggs and design them to look like a character that resembles someone from school. So maybe your closest friends, maybe your favorite teachers or guidance counselors. Make them look as much like the person as possible. You're going to start by choosing one of your black pens or markers. I'm going to use a Crayola marker, and I'm going to start designing my first character. This is one of my closest friends from school and somebody that I work with every day. So I'm going to choose to make a character of an egg of each of the people on my team at school. So I bet you can't figure out this first one with music notes. An illustration is a drawing that tells a story. So as I create my characters, I'm going to try to tell a story between the few of them. So beside Miss Sullivan is going to be Mr. Miller, the PE teacher, and he has a facial expression of, oh my goodness, I'm so over this. Can you please stop singing? And I bet you can tell that from his expression without me even writing any words. So as I go along creating each of my characters, I'm going to try to tell a story the entire time. So it may not be between all of the characters, but just a few at a time. This one has a book in her hands, which will be Miss Mandy. As you design your characters to look like your friends or teachers, I want you to really think about what makes up the personality of that person. So for example, if it's your best friend and she's always smiling, then you might give her a big smile. Maybe your best friend is really athletic and always likes to play sports, so you might put him in tennis shoes. Maybe it's the principal and she is holding your hand down the hallway. Think about all of those features that make that person who they are and makes them stand out in your life. A second idea would be for you to do this same project, but to do members of your family. And it doesn't have to be the people that live in your house. It could be all of your cousins and your grandparents. It could be aunts and uncles or baby sisters. It's totally up to you. You could even turn your eggs into pets. A third idea is to create cards to send in the mail. So instead of gluing all of your marker printed eggs onto one paper, you could glue 1 or 2 onto a card and design characters that way to send to family members. Whichever direction you choose to take this project today, I hope that you have the most fun creating it. Once you finish drawing all of your details in black, you can go back on top with something like crayons or colored pencils to fill in some of that space. So I'm going to use some of my colored pencils just to blend in the details that I drew. So you can see I'm coloring Miss Mandy's hair to match her egg body. It's totally up to you to do this part. It's just something that I found to be an extra fun addition. And I'm almost finished. Remember to share these if you choose to so I can see your amazing work. And don't forget to watch Miss Sullivan's music lesson. You can click in the bottom right-hand corner.